Hello, my name is Martín Puga. I am 19 years old and I am part of GAR number 6. And for my English final project, I'm going to be talking about the extinguishing of the musical industry in Ecuador. As you may know, the music overall has been tied to the existence of humanity since it was born millions of years ago. In Ecuador, the music also was being made since we were a colony, and even the colonization itself served as an influence of any kind, and it developed until we obtained the music that we have today. So it is a surprise to me to know that nowadays the musical industry is really not developing the way it should be, and in considering in the times we're living in, and that also when someone chooses to make art or music a lifestyle or the activity that will uh, help you live or sustain your family in the future, it's a decision that is really questioned, and that it shouldn't be in the ages that we're living in. Overall, there are some possible reasons that might determine why the growth of the music industry in our country is almost non-existent. And to prove so, there's a study that has been made into the SRI database, which is Servicios de Renta Interna, that determines that zero is the number of enterprises or businesses that are dedicated and have the majority of their income coming from music. This means that there is not even one company that gets all its revenue from making music. And this is an issue that should concern all of the Ecuadorian musicians nowadays. And mainly the root of the problem is found that there is not sufficient recognition, nor economically, nor socially, for the musician that creates a song. More than anyone else, the artist or the songwriter is the most responsible for the music making itself. In most developed countries, the artist is the one that gets the most income or revenue out of the process of music making. There are some entities that are in charge of gathering this income by monitoring some technology devices that charge to any kind of media for each time their song is being played or reproduced. This means that, for example, if a song is played on a TV commercial or it is played on a shopping mall, each time this makes revenue for the artist and also for the other people involved as well. In one way or another, this money returns to the artist or composer as profit. On the other hand, in countries like Ecuador, the revenue is poorly divided between the record houses, between the staff or the music producer, leaving the composer, the one that is responsible for the song, feeling undignified and really underpaid for a product, because ultimately it's a product that they're responsible of. SAICE is the entity in charge of gathering this music income and distributing it nationally, but they have failed to give the musicians three essential values that they appreciate very much. The first one being recognition, because their work has to be well valued and also well remunerated. Protection, this implies that there will be a bigger entity that veils for the rights of the musicians and cares for them actually. And also encouragement, because receiving a correspondent salary and a dignified part of the revenue makes the musicians encouraged to produce more and better music. Now, for these reasons, when I come back after studying music abroad, I would not only like to keep doing music and developing new musical projects, I would also like to make an innovative enterprises that veil for the rights of the musicians and also gives them fair salaries, and more or less, more than anything, to return them the dignity that was lost, that is being lost in these decades, because as we all know, Being an artist is just like any other career, and we want it to be like any other career with the same salaries and with the same remuneration that gives us the dignity we need. The first step that needs to be taken in order to achieve this, I believe that it's education itself. If you're not an educated person, you don't know the subject you're into deeply, you cannot plan to go bigger. You need to have a background and to know what you're doing. If you don't get a proper education, you most likely won't succeed in your project. That's what I believe. I would like to specialize in film scoring, which is the work that gives the soundtrack or the music to the films. I believe that this is a field that hasn't been yet thoroughly explored in our country. And to give an initiative to start a new project, I think more than exciting, it would be an improvement for the musical and the movie industry. And that's it. Thank you for watching.